All right, guys, so story time with the lone wolf. Me, your friend, Charles Anderson. So, I'm currently driving again. You know, this is becoming a thing. I'm going to start being like my friend Reed Coverdale. A lot of my videos are just going to be me driving around because I stay so busy. Yeah, I guess this is about the most common time that I've got to really talk about stuff like this, as long as I keep my eyes on the road, pay attention to what I'm doing. On my way to Lowe's at the moment. Got some returns to make, some stuff I had bought for that roof leak that, I wound up having to call someone to get fixed. So, since I'm not going to need it, go ahead and get my money back. But, a couple things I'm going to be talking about today in this little video. One, why it sucks sometimes to have to hire contractors. Two, second thing on the agenda is my recent tweet that has apparently started really either getting a lot of likes or I am really triggering some shit libs right now. We'll get to that in a minute, but just a real quick thing on the contractors. So I made that video yesterday talking about the new location where the Lone Wolf podcast will be filmed when it is not being filmed on any given road in Spartanburg County when I'm too busy to get inside there and record. But I've recently bought a building completely done on the outside. Just got to get the power hooked up. Now, I know a guy, okay, who can help me with hooking up the power. He helped me when we bought our house. He's a member of my lodge. He's a great guy. He's been a friend of the family for years. And he's going to be the one I wind up turning to for all this. But, in all honesty, I called Mr. Electric out because I needed an Ethernet cable ran from the inside of my house to the building. Look, a lot of things I prefer to do myself. That's not a hard job. I probably could just do it myself. I just have a problem going underneath houses. Okay? I've done it, but I am about as thrilled about that idea as I am about getting punched in the face. Namely because two things I absolutely cannot stand: snakes and spiders. Now, you can call me a little bitch or whatever you want to call me, but I fucking hate it. And funny thing is, my wife is the polar opposite. Snakes don't bother her. It's the funniest damn thing. Okay? Snakes don't bother her. But now, you get a ladybug near and she would lose her ever-loving mind. But granted, it's starting to get wintertime. Maybe I won't have an issue with snakes down there, but it looks like I'm going to be going underneath the house myself to run this Ethernet cable. They wanted to charge me $600. 600 motherfucking US simoleons, okay, to run a fucking Ethernet cable 100 feet through the house or whatever. I mean, it's like, are you flipping kidding me? Like, come on. It's so ridiculous. So, no, they're not doing that. But then, I just, for shits and giggles, I was going to ask him about actually putting an outside, plug-in spot on the front side of my house. That ain't going to be happening now, because we were just talking about hooking the power up to the building. By the time they were done, my whole fucking electrical system in my house, which the guy that helped me when we first moved in, there ain't that much of a problem. There's no problem in my house, okay? These guys just wanted a bunch of money, and by the time they were done with this quote, they're trying to sell me the whole farm. By the time it's done, they wanted damn near $8,000. Oh, my outside breaker box has to be replaced. I need new ground poles. I'm going to need 2 60-amp breakers for inside the building. It's like, what? That's way, way, way too much for what I'm planning on even doing in there. I called the guy that I know right after. He's like, are they crazy? The whole place would be burning down before one of them would even trip. So these people just wanted a massive ass bill, and they thought, because while I do know certain things, as they say, I guess you could say, like, I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. I have a little bit of knowledge. Electrical is one of those where I'm really not that knowledgeable at all, but I've got the common sense. I know when someone's trying to take me for a ride, and those guys were trying to ride me around the whole fucking block. Okay, so that ain't happening. So I'm on the way now. I've got a price, getting the wire, getting a breaker panel, getting a couple of breakers, getting all this stuff replaced and changed out and taken care of. So that's in the works for today. But yeah, the message here for everyone is, hey, this is why it's good to get out and know people. It's why I'm glad I've met a lot of the guys that I've met through being a member of my lodge. I consider those guys friends and brothers, and if they ever needed me for something, they could call me. I'll help them out any way I can, and I know that if I needed their help, they would do the same thing for me. Okay, so I mean that's a good thing to have, and especially in today's world where money is getting so hard to come by and the cost of living is just going up. It's good to have a friend like that who could help you out in a pinch when you need that help, instead of getting raked over the coals and taking it up the ass by some contract company like that. I mean, man, that's just terrible. So that being said, now let's talk about the other issue on the agenda today. So I put out a tweet yesterday retweeting Tulsi Gabbard's tweet. And of course, Tulsi tweeted about the Virginia gubernatorial race, okay? And she did not do what Democrats are supposed to do. It's funny how the left wants lefty candidates, but if they're true, like, Democrat left, it don't matter if they're progressive or left or liberal or corporate Democrat. They're a fucking Democrat. It's just like the shirt that I'm wearing now, New England Patriots. The suckiest fucking player on that team, you still got to cheer for it. That would be team sports. Okay? So, keeping all of that in mind, she put out a tweet, and I don't remember the way she worded it verbatim, but she was criticizing Terry McAuliffe and his loss by saying, this is what happens when you try to create racial division and things like that, right? Of course, I retweeted it. As I responded to a guy on Twitter yesterday when the attacks started coming after I said this would happen, I said, look, man, I could see this coming from a mile away, after 12 shots of Jim Beam and 2 edibles and a blunt. I could be stoned and hammered out of my fucking gourd, and I could see this coming from a mile away. There is absolutely no surprise at all that this happened. And my response was, corporate Dems and faux leftists are now going to say this is why Tulsi Gabbard is a Republican and, she's a sellout, et cetera, et cetera. And again, don't remember exactly how I worded it, but that was the gist. Hey, that tweet is getting a lot of likes right now. Okay? Over 700. For a normal tweet of mine, that's way on out there, okay? I don't get interactions like that on Twitter. and it's funny because then the critics started chiming in. So now I've got all these people trying to comment, trying to ratio it, right? and hey, I'm hurting myself because fuck, I'm responding to these people. I mean, honestly, some of them are just so batshit idiotic. It's entertaining to go back and forth with some of these people up to a point. And then eventually they'll get me fucking irritated and I'll stop. But at first it's like, are you fucking serious right now? No, there's no way you think this. There's no way you believe what the hell is coming out of your mouth. Surely to God, you're just a troll. But to give you an example of some of the things that I've heard, and hey, this is just absolutely wonderful, okay? I've heard things along the lines of, Tulsi is a nobody seeking attention. A nobody. Now, this coming from a guy who had like 40 Twitter followers and had been around for like 8 fucking years on Twitter. 8 years on Twitter. You got 40 Twitter followers. Tulsi's got over 1 million Twitter followers. She was elected to be a congresswoman a few times. She ran a presidential campaign, and for how heavily the deck was stacked against her, I would say she didn't do too awful bad. And she definitely has a grassroots movement. So, a nobody? My response was like, motherfucker, people care more about what I have to say than you, and I'm a nobody compared to her. Who in the hell knows me? Now, hey, Tulsi Gabbard has followed me on Twitter. She actually liked that tweet, which I think is what helped get it, started where a lot of more people were seeing it because she liked it, which I have to say thank you for that, Tulsi. But I'm a nobody. And I've got 4 times the Twitter followers that you've got. Who are you to be calling anyone a nobody, my friend? 40 fucking followers, and you're pushing a decade on Twitter. 40 followers, and you're calling other people a nobody. Then someone said something along the lines of people saying racial division is a problem are the problem or some shit. What? I responded, I'm like, and I believe that this was a person of color, by the way. Okay. To which I responded and I said, great, nice to know that you support Jim Crow, you support segregation, and you support what the KKK wanted between the end of the Civil War and the 1960s. And the genius responded, no, you just didn't understand it. I'm like, no, we all understand it very well. Let me know how well those white sheets fit the next time you go to a meeting. Not that I'm ever going to wear one, just curious, because they look kind of baggy. I can imagine with them little fucking holes in the top you can't see out too well. Hey, just for shits and giggles, tell me what you think about it next time you go to a rally. I mean, and then, of course, Tulsi's a Republican. Tulsi is a Republican. The legit criticism that I've seen from this has more to do with Tulsi and her recent drone comments and stuff like that, which, as I said, do I agree with her on that? No. I chalk that up to her experiences that she's had from war, kind of framing how she looks at certain things. And that doesn't mean that they're right, but things that happen to you personally, right or wrong, will shape or warp or whatever you want to call it, your opinion on certain things. And I use my grandpa as an example. And this is not in any way to attack my grandpa, because I would never. He was one of the finest men that I ever knew that walked this earth. He was a hero. He was from our greatest generation. He lived to the ripe old age of 95. He was a World War II veteran. And because, now, he didn't hate Japanese people, to be clear. But he did have certain opinions about them as a people because of things he went through fighting in the Pacific during World War II. You know, we talk about things like PTSD. We talk about the injuries from war. There are a lot of things like that. PTSD or just other mental wounds, like prejudices that might be created from combat because the people you're fighting are the result of the people you cared about around you in battle dying. For God's sakes, is it that unheard of that is logical, that it's in human nature to kind of think and respond that way? If it's not, then please, by all means, I want to know why there are so many upset parents and so many BLM protests because someone who was threatening someone's life in some cases, not all cases, but the cases where someone literally was threatening the life of a cop by pointing a gun at him first or pointing a gun at someone else, winds up getting killed. That guy was obviously in the wrong. He was already threatening someone else's life. If you're threatening my life at that point, it's kill or be killed as far as I'm concerned. I don't want to take someone else's life, but by God, I'm not going to stand there like a fucking little cuck and let you kill me either. You pull a gun on me, you better hope you can pull that trigger faster than I can pull mine out and pull it on you. Sorry. You know, and as far as let me just try to wound you goes, hey, you might still get a shot off on me doing that and kill me. I'm not taking any chances that you're going to kill me. So that's a logical response. But yet a lot of parents don't look at it that way. You know why? Because you killed their kid. You killed their daughter. You killed their son. You killed their brother. You killed their sister. You killed their husband. You killed their wife. You killed their mom. You killed their dad. It doesn't matter who was technically right or wrong. There is an emotional human response. And that is going to take over logic 9 times out of 10. You know why? Because right or wrong, you stand by those that you care about. That's not that unheard of. So why do you think people who wake up every day, go out on the trail, you know, fight in these wars, are right there on the front line? They're building bonds themselves just like close friends. So why do you think that's going to be any different? I got news for you. It ain't going to be any different. They're going to respond the same way to that. So, again, these people are just... and then the one, I'm weird, apparently. I'm weird. I'm weird. This woman kept telling me I'm fucking weird. I'm weird. And I'm... because I retweeted someone who criticized Tulsi in the response that said, well, she praised Trump on Gab. So? See, right there. We found someone that is suffering from TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. I didn't vote for Trump in 2020. If I had to do over again, I still wouldn't vote for Trump in 2020. Okay? I do think at the end of the day, he'd be a slightly better option than Joe Biden, but I don't know that that's saying a whole hell of a lot. Okay, I think a drunk, fucking down, sloth would be a better option than Joe Biden. That's my opinion. Okay, so again, I wouldn't vote for him if I had to do over again. And then I get told that I'm a Republican, I'm a Trumper, and this woman tells me I need to go suck that Cheeto. Because that's original. That's original. You got anything better than that? I literally just put out a tweet like they only know how to say orange man bad, talking about these liberals and shit libs. Like, this is all they know. This is the only fucking thing they know. They're bitching about Tulsi Gabbard and Donald Trump, and guess what? Neither motherfucker is actually in office anymore. Neither one of them holds office. Tulsi Gabbard is doing her own thing, still in the National Guard, on social media, making the rounds to Fox News or whatever. And Trump is just doing whatever the hell he wants, holding rallies, launching his new social media platform. They're not in office. Now, he might run for an office again. Tulsi might run for an office again. But you got plenty of people in office right now who are doing a shitty job. And you're doing nothing about them. You're not complaining for 1 second about any of those people. And look, if you just made one complaint as a response to my tweet, I get it. But go to those people's pages. And they've got tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet bitching about these people. You're that wrapped up in people that aren't even holding political office anymore? Wow. Yeah. Your priorities are fucking right on point, buddy. You're going to get some shit done bitching about the people who don't even hold office anymore. But no, this woman, she started saying just tweet after tweet after tweet that I'm weird. She also said, she started that whole woke, the fucking evil white man shit. What started the whole fucking thing with her was she said, I swear, white men have absolutely ruined this place. I just hate it here, or some shit like that, right? But to be clear, because I responded and said, if you don't want to be here, leave or something. It's like, I never said I don't want to be here. I said I hate it here. Whoa, Karen, calm the fuck down. Whoa. Excuse me. I'm sorry I switched some words around. Too fucking bad they mean the same fucking thing. How many motherfuckers do you know that would say, I hate it here, but God almighty, I love fucking being here? What are you, into that damn weird sexual shit where you just like your own fucking pain and torture? What? Do we need to queue up pain by 3 days grace? Is that what we need to queue up for you? You like it rough because you'd rather feel pain than nothing at all? Who the fuck says I hate it here, but I want to be here? I don't know anybody. Maybe there are some. Maybe you guys or girls who are watching my show, maybe y'all know some. I don't. So if you say I hate it here, as far as I'm concerned, you don't want to be here. Now, what I meant by that was you didn't like being in this country. So if you don't like it and you hate it here, fuck, move. There's a lot of people who said if Trump got elected, they would move to Canada. I'm still waiting on them to do that because I won't fucking miss them for one bit when they're gone. So by all means, move on up north. So I got no problem with that. That's what I thought she meant. Then she tried to say, like, I'm encouraging her to commit suicide. Which, no, I was just meaning by that you can leave the country. You actually told me I'm welcome to leave the earth anytime. As a matter of fact, you were encouraging it. You were encouraging me, no question, to kill myself. Except, no one needed to play Numb by Linkin Park after for me because I wasn't contemplating grabbing the razor blades over here. Like, apparently you went on this little fucking snowflake rant you were about to consider. Like, he's such an evil person. You're fucking weird. You're fucking weird. And I respond, I'm like, okay, hey, let's break down fucking weird. You fantasizing about a grown man sucking an orange phallus. I'd say that's weird. And when I told her, I'm like, someone that's got the amount of followers that you got, I don't really care what your opinion is of me. Sorry. So then she starts going through my fucking Twitter followers to find every damn account she can find with almost no fucking followers. And she's just posting screenshots of random ass fucking accounts, one after the next. I'm like, who in the fuck are these people? They're followers on your account. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's a little fucking weird too. What do you think I go through here and comb through each one? Oh, this person doesn't have 100 followers. Nope, block. If you've got time to do that, yeah, you're fucking weird. Okay? But just a list of shit she was going on and on about. It's like, yeah, all that shit's fucking weird. You got no business calling anyone else weird. And hey, you're welcome to think I'm fucking weird. I don't really give a shit. But for fuck's sake, don't be calling other people weird when you could make fucking Wednesday Addams look like a fucking Shirley Temple normal girl. If you're doing all that, don't fucking call me weird. I'm sorry. That is one of the biggest hypocritical fucking statements ever. If you're gonna call me weird and you're out here fantasizing about the type of shit that you're coming up with. Yeah, and when you constantly keep calling other people something that they're not, that's fucking weird too. And then we get around to the last guy, who kept insisting I was a Republican and said that people were welcome to look at my tweets to decide for themselves if I was a Republican. He's going off the fact that I put out a tweet that said real ones will admit Donald Trump did some things good. The others complain Orange Man bad because they have TDS. That's what he's referencing. That's okay, motherfucker. That is one. Count with me. Like the fucking count on Sesame Street. You ready? 1, not 2. 1. One fucking tweet. One fucking tweet. You know what was about a tweet or two before that? Where I talked about this same election in Virginia, and I said that the pendulum has swung back to the Republicans because the Democrats are not delivering on any fucking promise, hardly, that they ran on. So now people just swing back to the other direction, and the Republicans aren't going to do shit either, and we will be stuck, and I am using this from now on this broken turntable of bullshit. You know, like the record players just keep doing the same shit over and over because they're broke. We're on a broken turntable of bullshit, and we are stuck on the same cycle over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Yes, I'm such a fucking Republican. I would be cheering this fucking thing if I was a Republican, you dumb fuck. What the hell's the matter with you? No, I'm a fucking independent who is a free-minded thinker, just like Tulsi Gabbard. And that just triggers the fuck out of you shit libs, doesn't it? Hey, I'm fucking sorry. Somebody else replied this morning. Republicans just all don't care about the facts. No, you're absolutely right. They don't. And the liberals just love to make up their own. God, this is fucking comical. This is fucking comical. And if this, which, hey, to be fair, 700 people liked the fucking tweet. It's like only a few people trying to fucking troll me in the replies. So, fuck all y'all. Obviously, I don't think they make a representation of what we're up against, but Jesus Christ. Look, I'm here to announce I'm pro-vax. This will be safe on YouTube because I am pro-vaccine. I'm going to end it on this note. I am pro-vaccine. We have a pandemic in this country, and I am pro-vaccine. And I think that by the time we get through 2022, we need Operation Warp Speed 2.0. 2.0. There is a pandemic in this country of Trump derangement syndrome and Tulsi derangement syndrome. And both can be given under the acronym TDS. And there is a pandemic. And I am pro-vaccine. So I am calling on the pharmaceutical companies. We need a vaccine for this. Give us a pill. Give us a shot. Give us an IV drip. Give us something. Because we need it. Because these people's minds are turning into fucking mush. And before long, they're just going to be a bunch of, woke zombies. That's what they're going to be. We need a cure. We need a vaccine. I'm challenging them to do it. How many of you are going to be pro-vaccine with me on this one? I had to do this today. I had a little fun with this video, and I had to get it out of my system. So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're a shit lib that found this and you got triggered and you're all upset about it, fuck you and complain about it in the comments section. I don't really give a shit. So, again, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. Drop the comments in the comment box down below. We'll see you next time right here on the Lone Wolf Podcast.